So when you think of some of the best companies, what kind of advantage do they have with branding?
So what I want to impress upon this audience here, especially the business leaders who are listening to this, is that brand isn't just about this emotional connection. Brand gives you a financial advantage. So back in the day when I had a job, and the reason that I'm an entrepreneur is because I have problems with authority, unless of
Oh,
course
that's
it's
hard to
me, because I
believe.
had to start my own company. But back in the day when I had a job, I worked for a company that the whole job of the company was to calculate what was the contribution value of brands to the overall capitalization and valuation of an organization. And they publish a list every year of what are the top most valuable global brands. When you look at that list, it's like the usual suspects: Google, Apple, you got Microsoft, you got Facebook, you have Tencent. But also on that list are brands like Coca-Cola. There are brands like Marlboro, who even smokes anymore, right? Brands like SAP, Oracle, LVMH, who is the parent company of Christian Dior and Louis Vuitton. So there are a lot of brands that have been on there since time immemorial, and a lot of brands that were dark horses 5 or 10 years ago that kind of came out of nowhere and ended up on the top of the list. The reason that these brands are worth so much and that their brands contribute so much value to the organization, it is purely this: when you have a strong brand that people understand, that they bond with, and they can mention off the top of their head in your category, you are the number one brand. Top of mind awareness is the strongest predictor of whether or not you'll get bought. Will you do a quick experiment with me, Michelle?
Sure.
All right. So when I ask you to think of a brand of canned soup that you can buy at the regular grocery store, like a Kroger's or a Safeway or an H-E-B, not at Whole Foods, when you think of a brand of canned soup, what brand comes to the top of your mind?
Campbell's.
Campbell's. All right. What comes to the top of your mind? Campbell's Soup. What is the number one purchase brand in the regular grocery store? It is Campbell's Soup. Who has the most shelf space in the grocery store? It is Campbell's Soup, right? Let me ask you another question. What other brands of canned soup can you think of?
I, I don't know. Hunt's.
Maybe
I don't
Progresso.
know.
Have you heard of Progresso?
Oh, Progresso.
Yeah, Progresso, Chunky,
I was
and
going to say
also
Chunky,
owned by
but I didn't know
Campbell's.
if that was a
But
brand.
these are the brands. Like, did you see that hesitation right there?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to ask you a third question. Have you ever heard this brand of canned soup called Amy's?
No.
No. Okay. So I'm really surprised that you said no. Half of the people that you ask, they say yes because they want to be seen as straight A students. They like approval, right? So top of mind awareness, Campbell's Soup type of awareness, being able to mention a brand directly off the top of somebody's head is the strongest predictor of whether or not your brand will be purchased. How do you get top of mind awareness? It doesn't come from just buying advertising. It comes from being clear, consistent, and meaningful, and having a differentiator where the brand actually has the power to become part of the person who uses it. So brand is a financial advantage to organizations. I have worked with literally thousands of brands over my career, and when I see companies scale rapidly, profitably, and with less drama, it is because they have really, really focused in on a business strategy that's informed not just by vision, mission, values, core purpose, and acknowledged need in the marketplace, but they have doubled down on branding.